everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to, we're making a book cover. We're gonna put together, these are the 3 signatures that I rearranged everything and kind of took some pages out and added some new ones because I made some new pages to put in it because some of the ones I had I wasn't too fond of. And I wanted to paint the backgrounds of some of these, the printables. So these I've been jelly plated, and some of our other things. I put together. Where are they? Where are they? I took and made the envelopes. So the envelopes will be in the center of each signature to hide the strings that we use. So, yeah. So here they are, and now I've got this huge piece of cardboard, and I want to cut it down to be just a little oversized for our book cover. So I thought I'd bring you along on that ride. And this is just regular corrugated cardboard. So, because I'm using this simply because 1, it's easier to cut, and 2, I'm covering it with fabric. So it won't make any difference about the corrugation on the inside. So yes, I know you probably rarely see that used. Let's get a straight edge here. And a pencil. And we're gonna go just like a what is that, millimeter? Yeah, like a millimeter bigger than our signatures over here on the top and the bottom and on the side. And then we're gonna have a probably 1.5, 1 3/4 inch spine. So we need to, I'm gonna cut it just a little bit. There we go. Cut this off here. Okay. Let's cut this tab off because we don't need it. Excuse me. And then we'll just tuck these in just a little bit. And like that. So this is how big we are going to have it. No, we don't need these right now. So we are going to have, okay, this was to the edge of the book. Just grab one of those again. Yeah, see, that's right here is where it's going to end for us. Yeah, so we'll go like that. And down here. Okay, now this we'll just double this for the other side. So once we cut this out, I still have yet to do my fingernails. I have to use this. I am so sorry they look ratty-tatty. One piece. Do this again. Maybe we can get a little straighter this time, right? I'm not staying up against the ruler. Here's my problem. Okay. All the fluff. We'll put this aside right now because we're going to cut out another piece and the spine. When y'all are doing this, please be careful. Does that look cockeyed? It's really cockeyed. So I'm going to trim off this edge here. Let's make sure that it's square. That'd be great. Put it over there. Look how bad off that is. Oh my goodness. Wow, that is some type of off. How off are we? Oh, we could definitely take that off. Yep. That's much better. Okay, we'll just trim that off with scissors since it's thin enough now. Okay, now we can make another one identical to it. We can hope. By just outlining this one. Like so. This is why I set my videos to over 18, because I don't want to see anybody too young using sharp craft knives. That would not be good. Somebody get cut. Alright, and then we're going to save this piece again because we're going to need a spine to put together. Why does this not look straight? Probably because it's not. And it's not straight. How bad is it? Just by a titch, but not bad. Not bad at all. All this fluffy stuff. Okay, so now we need that 1 3/4 inch spine. And I think that will be a good width. Not quite 2 inches. Just 1 3/4. And it looks like that may be our mark for our height. No, it's not. You want it to be the same height. One and 3/4. And excuse me. And this part we don't need anymore. And then we can cut off this part here. Some thick cardboard. Okay. And there's our spine. Okie dokie. Get rid of this. So now we've got our front and our back and our spine. And we're going to have the space between here and here and here and here will be the same thickness as one of these. And the reason why is so that this has room to fold closed. Because if you butted it right up, it'll get bound. So you don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab some tape. Let's see if I can find my tape. Where did it go? Let me find my tape. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I found a little bit of tape. We're going to see if it will at least go somewhat, you know, if we have enough. If not, I'm going to have to go look for my painter's tape. Don't move. Okay, so I'm going to take what little I have. And try for the middle. And that's not where I want it. Don't move, don't move, don't move. That's where I want it. Okay. And snip it off. I'm just leaving the tails for right now, just so I can get this put together here. And this is just another piece of that cardboard we cut off. I'm just using it as a spacer. So, oh, please have enough. Oh, no. Yep, I ran out. Oh, no. Oh. All right, well, let's just go get this down here as much as possible. So it doesn't move. And I'll go grab some more tape. Be right back. Alrighty, I found it. Thankfully, I didn't have to look too far. Alright, so we're just going to go back over this other tape with this. Just to be on the safe side, since this is some pretty heavy cardboard. It won't matter having more tape on it than what it really needs. Okay. Up. And I'm just going to fold it over. Turn around, do the same. Okay, now, see if I can get this stuff on here straight. There we go. That's better. Okay, let's get this one better. It's not so wrinkled. Okay, now what I'm going to do is put a strip down both sides here. And I'll just right to the edge. Like so. And this is just painter's tape. It doesn't need to be anything super heavy because we're going to, like I said, we're going to be covering it with fabric. Now you see how that it doesn't bind? That's because we put that spacer in there. Okay, come on, get on there. There we go. There. Looks good so far. Okie dokie. Now, I have the decision to make as to whether I want to do a hidden spine or if I want to do where you see the strings on the outside. And I'm kind of leaning towards a hidden spine. So what we need then is just a piece of cardstock to sew our signatures to, and then that piece of cardstock gets glued right in here, and then you don't see anything on the outside. Because what I'd like to do is, while we're thinking about it, so I'm going to take some more of this. Whoops. And I'm going to cut for the outside. I think this needs to be thinner. It's too thick. Oops. Maybe those should be too long. I want it to sit just inside of our folds, like that. So when we cover the book, it's going to have the little ridges. So let's get rid of some of this stuff on the edge. Okay. Like that. So we can take some glue and glue those to the outside of this. So when we put, now are these the right width? Are they the same? One's a little bit wider. I want them the same width. Let's just by a hair here. Sorry, a little bit. Yeah, now they're good. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and glue these down where we want them, on the outside of the book. I just wanted to make one of these. Just put that there. We're going to have to let these dry really well. More fluff. And then we can cover it with our material. I also have plans on making a curved spine journal soon, because I saw, who was it I saw make one? It was brilliant the way they did it. They used a kitchen towel roll. We want these ends to kind of bend over just a little bit so they're not so pointy. So we're just gonna smush them down like that. All right. I wonder, once they're dry, I may cut those corners off and kind of give them a little bit of a bevel. But once they're dry, we will do that. So I wanted to show you again. This is the the material that I'm going to use on the outside, and you'll be able to see these through because I'm going to glue it down. So once I glue it to those, now it's going to look really cool. And then we're going to, let's set this aside. Just put it somewhere. Okay. Now we have to, why is that not getting in there? Okay, there we go. Okay, so like I said, I redid some of these papers and I made some new ones that are just gorgeous. And we have staggered them in here. So we have to make sure that where we punch the holes to sew the signatures in fit inside these envelopes. So yeah, I'm really hoping it does. So we have to, I haven't glued these shut yet. So we have to know that this will catch all of our, see this envelope, if I put a hole here, a hole here, and a hole here, will it catch like this paper? See how it's like offset? Will it catch these papers down here? So it's like, it'll get at least 2 holes per paper, at least. So that should be okay. So that's what, I gotta make a template, or not a template, but I gotta make the back piece for these to be sewn to, so that it's a hidden spine. So yes, now we need a piece of thin, not thin cardstock, but just cardstock. And it's a 3-hole. And here I have a template for, this is what a 3 signature inside envelope size. And see, this is what I was talking about. Will that fit these envelopes? They're all 3 the same, so might have to make a new one. Oh, that's so close. That's so close. I mean, it's just like right there on the edge. Oh, will it work? It might. We might be able to get away with it. It's got a good millimeter on either end. Let's go ahead for it. We'll just use it. So let's open that all the way up. And put it back to the center. And these have to be directly in the center. We cannot miss the centers. So here's the center. Just open these all the way up. And little tabs from them actually go on the center. Okay, there we go. Now we gotta find a piece of cardstock. It doesn't matter what color, it doesn't matter, you know, it really doesn't. As long as it's, well, it might need to be a little heavier than that. Let's see. Let me find something. Let me find something. It should be, oh, that'll work. Ha ha ha. Take this off of here. Okay, see, it's a little thicker. It's just the back of a book, the spiral bound notebook. And we need it to be, is this the same size as my page? Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so we need to have a piece of this, the same size as this. So I'm just going to line this up on the corner here. Can't write today. There we go. And then we can cut this out. Now, if I feel like this isn't thick enough to hold our 3 signatures, I can always thicken it up with another piece, which I think I might do that. Just go ahead and cut it out, and then we'll double it. And that should give us a good thickness to hold these signatures in. And if we wanted to, we could even add a third. Okay, now we can just glue this one on top of it. I'm going to use Fabric Tack because it can let me slide it around a little bit. But it also holds really well. I also found out I was making a little gift box. I found out you cannot paint over this glue, by the way. And for the life of me, I was just like, why can't I put paint down over this? It just kept like separating. That's when I realized, oh, that's right, it's silicone. It's a silicone glue, so it does not take kindly to water-based paint. Okay, now that's a good thickness, I think. While it's drying, I'm going to go ahead and mark the holes so that we can mark the center hole. I think what I might do is just slide it down just a little bit so that they end up more inside the envelope. Just like that. And then slide it up a little bit. Go on, get in the center. There we go. Alrighty. And these dots will be our holes that we I'll mark this as the top. So why did I do that? Because I could put it, well, yeah, we want to put a piece of paper over it to kind of, we'll hold on to this just for a second. I'm going to remark this before we punch the holes because I want to put a piece of decorative paper over this because this is what will show on the inside of the book. And you don't want that white, just glaring white. So, what color do we want to use? Do we want to go back to this pink? I think that'd be pretty. It's almost exactly the right height. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'll just have to remark the holes again. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. So don't panic. So we're just gonna make this a pretty little pink thing that'll hold our pages in. And now we'll, and that's gonna even make it a little more sturdy too. So it's okie dokie. We need to let this dry really, really well too, by the way, because we don't want to punch holes through wet glue. It will not work well. Thankfully, this stuff doesn't take too long to dry. It takes just a few minutes, so. And it also gives us a little bit of wiggle room to get everything right where we want it. All right, now we can remark the holes. Why does that look like it's off? There we go, okay. Get this centered perfectly. And go for our center holes again. And slide it down. Just a fraction. This is in case you didn't get to see it the first time. Slide it up just a fraction. And this will make sure that the holes fall inside that envelope. Ta-da! Okay, and we'll mark the top with a T, a very light T. Okay, so these holes, like I said, is what we'll use to put our signature in as soon as it's dry. And all these will be like this on top of there. And then that, once there's, you know, sewn to it, the back of this gets glued to the inside of our book. So you don't see all the strings and stuff. All right, so while that's drying, let's see how's this going? Yep. Okay. I'm just gonna open this up And I'm going to snip off these corners so it's more mitered. Okay, we'll get this corner here too. So they end up more, you know, curved looking. That's what we're going for. Yeah, I think that looks much better. Well, getting over here. Just taking off those points, you know, so it doesn't look pointy through the fabric. I think that will work. Yeah, this one too. Right, come on. Yeah, mucho better. Oh, this garbage on my desk. My goodness. You'd think I was working. Okay. Now that we have, and see, I don't like the way that looks. Every little bump and everything will show through the fabric, so we really want it to be kind of clean looking. There we go. That's better. Okay, and I know this tape keeps coming up, and that's okay because we're going to be gluing over all of it, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so now we're going to grab our fabric. And I want to glue the whole back side of it. Now, I saw Barbara. Was it Barbara? At 49 Dragonflies? I think. I think it was her. She glues the whole front and then lays it upside down on it, where, you know, that's kind of counterintuitive, but whatever works, right? But for this, I want to do that because I want to make sure that this all gets glued around so that our fabric will kind of suck up to it. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to do the center first. Including our little... I think the person I saw who did that was Nick the Booksmith. I just love her. She's so talented when it comes to making books. Oh my gosh. I get a lot of tips from her. She's awesome. And being this is some thin fabric, I want to make sure I smush this all out with my fingers so there's no globbies. Make sure these are coated. Okay. I'm just gonna make sure there's no globs. But it's all smooth. Okay. All right. Now to flip it over and get it kind of centralized on our fabric. And then flip the whole mess over and start smushing this. Yeah, it started coming through. It was a good thing I didn't smush all of it. And if there's places we need more glue, I'm just going to go back in there. Smushy, smushy. Alright, that's looking good so far. Now we're going to flip this side back. Do the same thing. Thankfully, I have just enough of this glue to do this journal. And then I have to order some more, because this is it. But being it's the wintertime, I don't think they ship it in the wintertime, because if it gets cold, it just doesn't work. It turns into one big glob in the bottle. So folder. All right, flip it around and do the other side. And we want to try and pull it back to where you last glued it on the... Come on. That way these get glued. And these, where it bends, gets glued too. Because you want that definition. Right up to the edge. Okay, and smushy, smushy. Pam and her finger tools. Go out to the edges. And lay out front. Press, press, press. I am stuck to my bone folder. Not good. Okay. We'll fold that out and then back in. And then smash down any lumpies. Because we don't want lumpies. You won't see them, of course, after everything is said and done. Okay. And I think that looks pretty darn cool. Perfectly honest. Now we get to deal with the inside. Okay, so now I think this is gonna work out. Yes. Okay, let's get the glue off my fingers really quick, and then we can trim our ends here. Ugh, there's too much glue to try and peel off. All right, so we want about a 1/2 inch on the bottom, so we want the same on the sides. Well, it's more than 1/2 inch. It's probably 3/4. One side, and do the same to this. I just want enough to where it can wrap around the edge. don't need more than that. And I think what I'm going to do, well, for starters, I'm going to, I hope y'all can see this. Okay, I can move you back out just a bit. Okay. Going to glue down here. We'll do the side, the top and bottom first, and then we'll do that. There we go. Fold this up and over. Kind of pull and tug. All right, here's a little trick. Now that we've already brought this side up, we didn't miter the corners, right? Well, that's when you can do that, because now you know where there's going to be material over the corner, so you can kind of come out just a little bit and miter. Oh, come on, get scissors that work. Okay. I need new scissors really bad. Okay, so you're going, but what about this? You come in and you cut it the opposite direction. Like that. So when you fold this up and over, see, it covers that. You'll just tuck that down in. Tuck that down in. Tuck it. And then this will come up and over. Like that. And then you have a covered corner. Of course, it'll be glued. And we'll do the same thing over here. Let me see if I can't show you again. Can you see? I can't tell if you can see or not. We're going to come out like that. And then just snip off the end. And then this will tuck inside. I've got stuff stuck to be so bad. That'll tuck in, this will fold over, and then you have a perfect corner. So let's do this other side. I mean, we can always come back in here with a little bit more glue too. Make sure this is glued down. And the way this looks, it doesn't matter because they're going to get covered up with paper anyway. Alright, so do this side. Same exact way. Well, I'm going to show you the difference between doing it the traditional way on the corners, where you come in and you miter out. And I'll show you the difference. You see that? You can see a little bit of cardboard because you're never sure how that's going to look. So that's why I do it the way I do it. Camera. But I was planning on putting metal corners on them anyway. I just thought I'd show you that little trick. And I've still got one more corner I gotta cut. And now I can show you how that they get glued down. I glue all the rest of this. All right, now in order to do the sides with the corners, you're going to take your glue, go into the corner, come on, Go in, oh my Lord. Go into the corner so that there's some glue for this to tack down to. I know this seems kind of odd, but then once you've got that glued in there, when this, get in there. I may have cut that one a little short. You're going to glue on your fabric under that corner too. Tuck the corners. It's kind of like making a bed. And up and over. And you're just gonna like pull and tuck at the same time. But this way, like I said, your corners get completely covered with fabric. There's no board sticking out. Yeah. Okay, and I'll do this side the same way. We're just going to glue into the corner, down the side, and we know this one's going to be too short, so no biggie. Like I said, we're putting on middle corners anyway. We'll just tuck this one in. And fold over and push. Gorgeous. Look at that. That's gonna be a nice book cover. Alrighty, and then this is pretty much it for a Hidden Spine journal cover. You don't have to do much more to it. You're gonna want to choose papers to go on the inside. You're gonna need end papers here and here, but your spine's gonna go right there, like so. So you could actually put papers all the way across, and then this would just go down the center, like that. Ta-da! Now, what you can also do is you can paint the inside. You can do all types of other things to the outside of the journal as well. And I am absolutely covered in glue. Wow. It's so funny. But what I'm thinking about doing is doing some texture paste on the outside here, like for the cover. So I'm still thinking I might, because I have the stencil that I absolutely adore. We might do something like that, like with the white, and use texture paste. We may do that. Well, after this thing dries, for sure. I'm not gonna push my luck with it until it's completely dry. But yeah, so far so good. I'm really liking how this is looking. And I also took the liberty of kind of making a topper for it. So I think this needs something behind it. That's why I'm thinking maybe some of the texture paste. And yeah, but I like the way this turned out, and I just think this needs some jazzing up. So that will be another video, but yeah, here's our cover so far. We've got it started, and let's see how these signatures look. sitting inside. Yeah, that'll be good. They'll be nice. They'll have plenty of space for all of our stuff that we want to put in it. And yeah, I think this is gonna look pretty snazzy. Alrighty, folks. Until my next video, keep on being creative, and make sure you go over to Lisa's store and get that 70% off of this kit we're using, and you know, go back if you have to. I mean, I think I'm only 2 videos in. This is the 3rd video, so you've got plenty of time to catch up if you want to. And all links and everything for everything will be in the description box below. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!